Hi, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. I needed to make a couple of thank you cards to mail to some customers who placed online orders in the past week. So I made this card and then I thought, gee, I really like it. I'll share it with you for the video tutorial this week. But I'm also going to show you how to bump this card up a notch when I make my second one. So let's get started. I just got the From My Heart stamp set in the mail this week. I actually earned it for free as a thank you from Stampin' Up! For doing a special webinar for them. So I thought, wow, I really like this stamp set and I'm going to use the thank you image for my thank you card. So I have it mounted on clear block D and I have a piece of very vanilla cardstock. I have my Elegant Eggplant and Summer Starfruit markers, and I'm going to color the image with my markers, stamp it, and then use my Window Frames Collection framelits to die cut the image out. So I'll just get this colored. When you color a stamp, if you're not familiar with using markers on stamps, you want to use the brush end, which is the thicker end, and then you can use the marker end, the thinner point, to maybe write on the envelope. And this is indicated by the brush end and the marker end, and also the thin line and the thick line on the marker itself. And I'm going to color the words using Elegant Eggplant. Go. Then I'm going to stamp it down. I believe this is 3 1/4 inch square. There we go. And I'll put the measurements on my blog afterwards. And then I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Whoops. You want the platform on the very top, which is tab 2, your bottom standard cutting pad. And then I'm going to put my cardstock on, and I'm going to put the framelit around that is the correct size. These framelits aren't numbered, so I can't really tell you which one it is, but you'll figure it out. And then the top standard cutting pad, and then run it through the Big Shot. And then I'm going to create an Elegant Eggplant layer. So there we go, I've got that done. And then I'm going to take the framelit that's one size larger than this one and some scrap Elegant Eggplant cardstock. This you don't have to put on perfectly because you're just going to die cut out the shape and use it as a layer underneath. Okay, run that through, and then I will be done with my Big Shot. And I'm done with my Window Frames framelits. So before I put these two layers together, I want to do something fun. And this is what I'm going to do to bump it up a notch. I've got the Festive Paper Piercing Pack, which has a mat that matches the window frames. So I'm going to reach here and get my paper piercing tool. There we go. Forgot to get that ready to go. And I'm going to lay my mat, line it up with the holes to match the framelit, and I'm going to paper pierce just inside the Elegant Eggplant layer, and it just adds a nice touch. It's not going to be too noticeable on the card, but it's going to bump it up a notch. And I'm just going to do from the point around the top and to the point, and then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. I'm not going to go all the way around because I know with the card I'm creating, it's going to be covered up across the center piece, so I don't need to pierce holes there if I'm going to be covering it up, so I don't need to take the time to do that on this video. And there we go. I've got the top holes done and I've got the bottom holes done. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do, actually I'm going to leave that there. I've got my card base is going to be Summer Starfruit because this is one of the colors I'm using, along with the Elegant Eggplant. I'm going to open up the card, and this time I'm going to use the Essentials Paper Piercing Pack, and I'm going to pierce holes on the corner. So I've lined up the top of the paper piercing mat with the fold line on my card, and I'm just going to pierce a row of holes, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm going to do the same here. I didn't do this on the first card that I showed you, and so this is another step I'm going to use to bump it up a notch. There we go. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same at the bottom. I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to pierce holes bottom. There we go. So, hopefully you can see it on the video. I've got holes pierced there, and it'll just make a really pretty frame for the card. So, and the next thing I've got is I cut a strip. It's 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 long, and I'm going to create a little banner piece. I'm just going to randomly cut in like so. So I've got my banner cut. I just eyeballed it and cut it in. And then I'm going to, I've got my 1/16 inch hole punch, and I'm just going to punch a hole right beside the V of my banner, like that. I've got a hole there and a hole there, and then I'm going to bring in some Regal's Collection brads because there are some Elegant Eggplant brads in the container, and I'm going to put a brad through each of the holes that I've punched. There's one. Let me get another one. There we go. Poke that through. All right, so I think I have all the pieces to my card ready. So I am going to lay this across like so. Got my snail adhesive, and I want to run this across the center of the layer like so. And then I've got my image that I've stamped, and I'm going to use a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put one at the bottom and one at the top. And I'm going to layer this. Like so. And then I'm going to put snail adhesive on the back, close up my card, and center this on the card like that. And there we go. I've got a second thank you card. Let me bring in my first one. So here's my first one, which is very pretty. And then here's my second one, which adding the paper pierced holes bumps it up a notch. For a complete listing of the supplies and the measurements used to make this card, please hop on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While on my blog, make sure you subscribe to my free newsletters. I've got stamping newsletters and I've got scrapbooking newsletters that I send out each month. You can place an order for the supplies used to make this card. You can ask me a question, or you can just look through my blog for lots of other sample ideas. I'm Terri. I am Nuts About Stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.